Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. It's my second reading of today. It's a Thursday afternoon or early evening now. Started late, had to redo the previous reading because the sound wasn't good. On to my second reading of the day, a little bit hoarse, but anyway, I'm here. I have the ordinary Rider-Waite on the tarot table, and the reading I'm going to do is a reading that's prompted by my own sense of unease about the readings that I've done in the past few days, where it seems that the royals are possibly going too soft on the Harkles, and the Harkles might be being rewarded for bad behavior. There seems to be this patience, never-ending patience and calm, and not clapping back coming from the royals. Of course, the absolute high road. With that approach, being patient, being kind, being firm though to a certain extent, as long as they don't hand over tons of money to the Harkles, in my opinion. And let's remind you, as I shuffle the cards, that this is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes and all in just my opinion, and there is a disclaimer in the box below, and please read it and form your own opinion on how the royals, namely King Charles and Prince William, should handle the Harkles. So I'm going to do a Celtic cross and just see how they're feeling, see what's going on behind the scenes. Have they got expert help? Have they got psychologists or something in that are saying this is what you need to do? You can't clap back, you can't be vicious, you can't say hell no titles, of course not for you, you're not invited to the coronation, we hate you, we never want to see you again. Dealing with someone like Harry, who's got issues, who apparently has got major psychological problems, developmental issues, very stupid, as Valentine Lowe has said, or is it Tom Bauer, talking about how really dumb he is. So, not someone you can really reason with or expect to be strategic, but can possibly be really vicious and cause a lot of harm. But are they playing the long game? What are they up to? Lots of questions for universe. Hopefully we'll get some answers, so I won't have to feel so uneasy and lie awake at night thinking, oh no, this is all going to go horribly wrong. Not my problem, of course, but I was going to say archetypal level, it is my problem. At a meta level, it is my problem, because it's a story of stories. It's a story for all of us. Even Lady C said it the other day. She said the universe sends us the people we need to see, to give us lessons. And this is a lesson, she said, Lady C, about greed. So I'm going to do a reading on that, actually. It's on my list. Underlying energy, we get the Ace of Swords, but in reverse is somebody liberating themselves, someone being freed from a mental prison. I wonder who that could be. Excuse me. And I had to stop for a brief cough. Ace of Swords in reverse, that is escape. Both Harkles could be potentially escaping from a situation, of course, with that card. She's traditionally a female figure that's tied up there, but she could just open her eyes, she could just shake herself loose, and she could just walk out of those swords if she could only see the way out. But when the card is in the reverse, either the person has realized that they can free themselves and they're ready to step out of that trap that they've got themselves into, that mess that they've gotten themselves into, or there is no hope of them ever waking up. And honestly, right now, I don't know which way that card is reading. We'll have to look at the cards, the actual cards of this reading, to see which way this is going to swing. Is Harry ready to free himself, or is he never going to be freed? I don't think anybody really knows right now. My opinion, the situation, and we're looking at it from William and King Charles's point of view, the Six of Cups in reverse, they have lost someone that they loved. Somebody from childhood, somebody who was home, somebody who was a brother, somebody who was a child, a parent has lost a child, a brother has lost a sibling. All those memories from the past are now tarnished. It's the card of memory. It's a card of the past. It's a card of the past coming back, a bit like a bad penny. And so what is in the past is being thrown at them now. It's being thrown at them in an accusatory and vicious way. How you ruined my life. Look how you wronged me. Look what terrible things you did to me. That is what's going on, and it's heartbreaking. There is a lot of emotion in that card, a lot of sorrow. a sorrow for what will never be again. No matter what happens in the future, the past, you can't go back to the past. You cannot. Even if they reconcile at some stage, and it's a card in the reverse of not reconciling currently, it's never going to be the same. Never, ever, ever. So that's a sad little card to come out there. And I don't think I've seen the Six of Cups in a reading for a very long time, interestingly. So the challenge, and the challenge from the royal's point of view, not, well, Harry isn't a royal in my opinion. The challenge is to start this, to get this stupid Page of Pentacles back on the straight and narrow. Get him back on the straight and narrow, to communicate, but to communicate in a rational way. The Page of Pentacles is very solid, youthful energy, juvenile energy, starting. But let's start negotiations. Let's start again. Let's start from scratch. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's talk about things, but let's talk about things in a calm and a rational and a productive way, and a concrete way. Let's see what we can do to reach a point of reconciliation. That's a challenge. So communicating is a challenge. Communicating in a calm way is a challenge, and being steady and reliable. And there may be substances that are hindering conversations. There may be phone numbers that change. There may be people who insist on being party to the calls that you don't want to be party to the calls. Having a conversation is difficult right now. What's going on behind the scenes? Is there expert help? The High Priestess. There is someone very powerful behind the scenes. Hidden. It's giving me chills, this card. Good chills, not bad chills. Somebody very powerful, somebody very wise, somebody who knows all. Somebody who knows all the secrets is advising all the secrets. And by that I mean it could be government agencies. It could be, weirdly, I'm going to say this because, you know, I'm a tarot reader. It could be psychics. Just saying. It could be people like astrologers. I know that sounds, you know, well, you're watching tarot readings, so you're all with me on this, and you'd be consulting astrologers, and you probably have. And royals traditionally did. Princess Diana certainly did. Ronald Reagan, we all know, did too. Or Nancy. It wasn't Ronald, it was Nancy. Very interesting. I'm getting more than that, though. I'm getting secret organization kind of vibes from this card. It's a fascinating card. I can't tell you how I'm zinging as I'm looking at that card. Somebody, it's almost like going and getting talking to a psychic and saying, I want to talk to so-and-so who's passed over. It's that kind of energy that's coming off that card. Two, there's that kind of energy of a mysterious and occult, and then government agency, secrets and knowledge. Wow. It's a heavy stuff, big stuff. So what is their focus right now? Their goal. And their goal is to deal with somebody who's unbalanced. That somebody who's stuck and needs to be freed, who is unbalanced. He's got all his priorities the wrong way around. He's not rational. He's not balanced. He's not calm. He's not particularly sane. He is putting his effort into all the wrong things. Books and Netflix documentaries. All his energy is going into wounding instead of going into positive things, healing and balancing. It's going into the reverse. It's insisting on digging a bigger hole, basically. So their goal is to sort this out, is to get this person back on an even keel. So they're very aware that there is a lot wrong, and they want to turn the situation around, to balance the situation out. A recent past, what's been going on in the recent past with them? A new start. And that's why I keep getting the cards that I'm getting. The new start, I think they were hampered, and I don't mean this unkindly. They were hampered by the fact that, of course, the Queen had her own way of dealing with things, which was pretty much try and ignore them and hope that they fix themselves. And, of course, her focus was on getting Harry home, no matter what, pretty much. They have a new idea. They have a new way of going about things. It still may not please the vast majority of people, but this is a new start. It's a new opportunity for them to start the negotiations again, to start the process again of freeing this person who is trapped, this person who is unhinged, basically damaged, of a very energetic way. This isn't a sit back and wait kind of an energy. This is very dynamic energy, the Ace of Wands. This is going out with a new idea. This is going out with a new plan of attack, a very positive approach. This isn't a negative approach, it's a very positive approach. And so that is what they are doing. And this is what they have been doing in the past, and what is going to be happening in the near future. Death in the reverse. Not going to make any progress, unfortunately, in the near future. Two energies. The Death card is, of course, the change card, endings. Getting rid of something that no longer serves, starting anew. A quite destructive energy. It all falls down, but like the Tower, and then you have to start again. In the reverse, stuck, stagnant energy, not making any progress. They're not going to get anywhere in the near future. They're just not. Even though they want to, with that Ace of Wands, they see the opportunity with the Ace of Wands to start something new and to go forward. But the Death card also is, of course, the Scorpio card, and we have King Charles, who is a Scorpio, and it's King Charles in the reverse. It could be the book that comes out and really damages him. So even though this is a reading about William and Charles and their approach to handling the Harkles, by virtue of their financial plight, not being able to extricate themselves from the book deal and all the rest of that. That's also what this card is about, extricating self from a trap, from a mess, a Netflix mess, a Penguin Random House mess, going to be damaging the king. The book coming out saying terrible things is really going to damage that Scorpio. Really going to damage that Scorpio. And will that Scorpio forgive when that death figure has ridden over him? We'll see with the outcome. But individually now, I'm starting with William. William's tack. What does William say? William's fed up. Even though I keep getting the Temperance card, even when I read on William, I'm getting the Temperance card. It's the Patience card, and the be balanced and moderate and wait and heal and all that blah blah blah. He's over it. He's completely over it. Temperance in reverse, not interested. He doesn't want to be bothered anymore. He's done. He's had enough. He just really, wow. Interesting, because this card was in my mind when I did this reading. I thought, why am I seeing this card all over the place? What is going on? He doesn't want to do this anymore. He doesn't want to play this game anymore. He wants to be much more forthright, fast and furious. He wants to get this sorted. He wants it over. So it's clear and out of the way so that they can get on with their lives and their jobs and their families and everything else without constantly, whatever they do, having to build into it some kind of Harkle rebuttal. Think what act of sabotage could be coming our way with the Harkles? How are we going to have to deal with it? How much energy they're wasting and having to try and think and out-think and double-think and whatever, the double crossing that might be going on in Montecito. Charles. What's going on with Charles? How does he want to play this? Wish fulfillment card in reverse. This is the indulgence card when it's upright, the Nine of Cups. Your dreams come true, but it's very indulgent. You can see how smug that person is, somewhat a portly figure who's consumed all those cups, greedy kind of card. He is over it. He's over their greed, basically. It just is quite revolted by it, by their demands. We want this, we want half the Duchy of Cornwall, we want titles, we want money, we won't take titles if you give us money, we want Windsor Castle, whatever. We've made these deals with Netflix and whatever, out of greed, and he is revolted by it. So neither of them is well disposed towards the Harkles at that point. So regardless of outcomes of earlier readings previous readings I've done, recent readings, let's say it rather like that, they really are fed up. They're fed up and disgusted. Disgust. Nine of Cups in reverse. Peed off. Disgusted. Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. Well, they want to maintain the integrity of the royal family. They want to keep it safe. They want to keep those 10 pentacles. They want to make sure that it endures through the generations and that the Harkles don't come along and destroy it, as they well could with that death card in reverse. If they so damage King Charles that people say, what, we don't want a royal family anymore, that's it, it's over. They are very, very, that's their hope. Their hope that they can salvage the royal family from this, save the royal family from this. I don't think it's bring has been back into the Holy of Holies. I think it's more just make sure that they conserve everything so that they can pass it on to the next generation, that the institution endures. And the outcome of this rather disturbing reading, plans. They're planning. It's a wait and see. It's a watchful energy, the Two of Wands. I would say that the two of them are combining their approaches. They're working together. It's a joint venture, the Two of Wands. It's a plan. It's a stratagem. They are standing there with that power, that globe in their hands. They have the power. They have the authority. And they're looking out to see, and they're watchful, and they're waiting, and they're wondering, and they're strategizing, informed by what this person, institution, energy, being, whatever in there is advising them to do. This is a very unsure outcome. There is a lot at stake in this because of that card and the harm that's coming. But they are planning and they are strategizing. We've moved from that energy to this energy, so it's going very slowly behind the scenes. It's going very slowly. They're being very careful not to rush anything, even though Prince William in particular is very impatient, very fed up, wants this to be done. He wants it to be over. It's not going to be done. It's not going to be over because there's stagnant energy here with that death card in reverse. That's the best reading I can give of that death card in reverse. The harm to King Charles himself is there in that reading as well. They've got to get past that. They've got to get past whatever this is before they can do that. So that's what's the waiting. That's the energy that I'm picking up, that you are all picking up. Everyone's picking up. It's frustrating. They're going to wait to get through this big card before they can get to here. And it might even get through Scorpio season, because we're coming up to Scorpio season in the next few weeks. Get through the death season. And of course the Harkles are back in the UK in the middle of November, and there is speculation that the book could be coming, and also the documentary. So Scorpio time could be very tricky for the royals. They've got to get through it before they can put their plan into action, and they do have a plan. They have a plan because they have this. They have this on their side. That's your reading. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.